I had no idea that you could buy a soft cap for a pickup truck. I'm going to tell you all about the one we bought in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Patrick, and if this is your first time here at Travels with Delaney, welcome. We're your channel all about RVs and living life to the fullest. In this episode, I want to share with you this new soft topper that we purchased and installed on our 2016 Toyota Tacoma. Now, in a recent episode, we showed everybody that we went out and purchased electric bikes. And we want to take those with us when we're traveling with our RV. Unfortunately, the new Camp Tab 400 really has no place to haul those bikes for a couple of reasons. One, there's no place to install a hitch on the backside, and number two, these bikes are just too heavy to be putting on the tongue of the trailer. So we knew we were going to have to haul them in our truck, but we really didn't want them necessarily being exposed to the elements, and they're a little too tall to fit under the tonneau cover that we previously had on our truck. So I went out looking for a solution of what could we do to give us the convenience of having something over the bicycles. And I didn't really want to just like throw a tarp over them or anything like that. And I really didn't want a hard cap. Now, the reason I didn't want that was, one, they're very expensive. And number two, they're a little more bulky and heavy in terms of if you need to take it off to use the bed of your truck. So I was looking for something that was like that, but maybe was more of a hybrid. And this is what I found. Now, this is a soft cap from Bestop. You may know Bestop because they make all kinds of accessories for Jeeps. And in fact, this is made out of the same material that you would find on a Jeep. So it's a nice, heavy canvas material. Now, I ordered this from a local truck accessory shop, but you can also find it out on Amazon, and I'll make sure I put that link down below in the description for this video for you if you want to check it out. Now, we had it drop shipped right here to our house, and I installed it myself. The instructions say it'll take you about 2 hours, but it actually took me about 3 hours. However, that time did include me removing the old tonneau cover and then starting on the actual install. Now, I'm not going to show you how I installed it in this video. In fact, I didn't even film that day. I was pretty focused on just getting it put together and on the truck. But I will tell you it was fairly easy, and you don't need a lot of tools or skills to put it together. The simple of it is it's really just a framing system that you put together that goes around the truck, and then the canvas slides on. What I found to be the most difficult part of the entire install process was I did it on a day that it was below 50 degrees outside, so stretching the canvas was a little difficult because the canvas was tight. My recommendation would be try to do it on a warmer day so that the canvas will loosen up and it'll make that first install a little bit easier. All right, let's go ahead and look at this, and we're going to start on the back side. One of the first things you'll notice on the back side is this window. Now, there is a window on the front of it and the back of it. That way, while you're driving down the road, you can still see out your vehicle. The other nice thing is they include, that's right, a rear brake light for you. And it's a fairly simple install, even came with instructions for our specific vehicle on how to wire it into your tail light. And so I was able to actually do that myself. So here you have the backside. We can go ahead and drop the tailgate just like that. But if I want to open it, you'll see we have both snaps and Velcro on both sides. And then the back just has a plastic that slips into the metal rail, and I just pull down and lift up. Then you have these oversized zippers on both sides, and I can just zip up, and you can see I can literally open up the back just like that. Now, if I do need to remove this rail so that I can slide our bikes in and out, I just go ahead and gently pull down to pull out the corner of each side curtain, and then the rail just pulls right off, and now we have complete access to the back of the pickup bed. This window can also be removed completely if you want. It also is just on a zipper right across the top. You can unzip the corner, and you can see we could remove this panel completely if you just wanted that open look. Again, in the front, you can hopefully see through and see that clear window up front. We really like the fact that it gives us up height as far as storing things, and you can see there's plenty of room now for the bikes, and we can slide taller items into the bed, which we couldn't do when we had the actual tonneau cover. We were limited by the height of that. The topper also comes with 2 openings, one on each side. Now when you get it, it actually comes with these solid canvas panels. However, there is an option to go ahead and order the window kits for each side. And so if you want that see-through look, you could do that. I personally wanted this because I think it just gives you a little more privacy as far as what's in the bed of your truck. So we're going to go ahead and stick with this. These work the same way. We have Velcro holding them down, and then we have these oversized zippers. Go ahead and do that on both sides. And then we just slowly pull down. Again, there's this plastic at the bottom that fits into that channel. And then we have a couple options here. We can just roll these up if we just want to get them out of the way, because Bestop goes ahead and includes a flap with these little clips. Okay, and we can just clip it out of the way. Now I can access things from the side of my truck. But maybe you want more of that off-road look and you want to just keep it open. We can go ahead and just unzip the side panel completely. And we can just completely remove it. I can go ahead and do the same thing to the other side, because one of the features I really like about this is this entire top can accordion down or fan fold down if I need to haul something in my truck that won't fit under the topper. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start by removing this panel. And again, you can see the quality of this canvas, both inside and out. And it's these small details like these flaps they include with the snap so that you can roll them up to store them. These oversized zippers. Again, the Velcro, so you kind of have like that backup. So now if I want to go ahead and put this down, now all I've left to do is I need to go ahead and take the corners off. And I'm just going to fold those up like that. Do the same thing on this side, just kind of gently pull down. We're going to flip that up. And we do need to go ahead and unplug our rear brake light. And now we just need to go ahead and unlock the framing. And all we do is just pull up on this plastic latch. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And now all we have to do is just start folding it back. You'll see it slides on the track. And there we go. Now that it's down, we can go ahead and pull this cover up and zip it to the back. And that's just going to help as far as keeping it covered and flopping. The other thing we can do is there's room in here that we can actually stick in our back bar and our side rails and things like that. Now, if you want to take it off completely, then that can also be done. There's just a couple pull pins and we could lift the whole thing off. Now that we have it down, you can see the railing system much better. You can see it's just a rail on each side and there's a rail that goes across, and they're held in place with 2 clamps that come with it on each side. Now, just for extra security measure, I went ahead and added a 3rd clamp on each side just for a little extra safety measure. But it comes with 2 for each side and they seem okay with that. But I had these clamps from my tonneau and thought, what the heck, it won't hurt anything to have an extra one on there. Now, as far as putting it back up, it's really just the reverse. We're going to go ahead and unzip it. We're going to go ahead and lift it up. And as we pull, you're going to see it's going to slide back to where we can go ahead and lock the sides into place. Now, one of the things I really like about this is they have designed this new version so that one person can do this by themselves. My understanding from some older videos is the original version of this was more of a 2-person job, but with this new system, I can definitely put it up and down by myself. Once I have both sides locked down, then I can go ahead and just work in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and pull down. You can see this plastic. I'm just going to kind of pull down and it's going to pop right into place. I do need to go ahead and remember to reattach that rear brake light. And then go ahead and put this side piece in place, just like that. And don't forget your front one there. Over here, pull down our corner. Now, it's literally that simple to use, and we really like it because, again, it gives us some protection. Now, you might be asking, does it really keep the water out? And here's what I can tell you from having it for a couple weeks and having it in some rain. For the most part, the bed of the truck has stayed dry. There's a couple of points on the four corners where I have noticed a little bit of moisture getting in, but not terrible. And my simple workaround for that is I'm just going to go and get a little bit of foam and push into those corners, because you can actually see just a little bit of gapping. And I think that will keep most of the moisture out. Now, it wasn't so much that we were actually concerned about it, but I'm just thinking if we can keep all moisture out, that will be better. So let's talk pros and cons of this Bestop Soft Top. Now, what I really like about it is, number one was the cost. It was at least 50%, if not more, less than what I would have paid for a hard cap for this truck. So that was kind of a big thing for me. And number two was really the fact that it folds down and I can quickly go back to my truck bed if I need to haul something. So unlike if I had the hard shell, I would have had to probably found at least a second person to help me lift it off and then went to a store and purchase something. With this, if I'm in a store, I find something and it won't fit under here, I can just quickly by myself fold this down and still haul whatever it is I want to haul. And third thing I really like about it is the look. I mean, honestly, the canvas gives it kind of that off-road rugged look, and so we like the way it looks on the truck. Now, as far as downsides, honestly, so far we don't really have that many. The one thing that I have found a little bit difficult is if I remove the back panel or the side panels, putting them back on, getting the zipper started, sometimes can be a little difficult just because it is so tight, and getting your fingers up in these corners to try to get it started. But once you get them started, they go on, they're fine. So I would say, you know, you just got to take your time and can't be in a huge hurry if you remove them and then you go to put them back on. The other thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just the way it's built or if maybe I did something with the install that's not quite right, is I noticed along the sides, and you kind of see it here, it seems like it's not quite fitting just right. I mean, there's a little bit of gappage around the sides, but maybe they do that so the canvas can expand and contract, because like I said, putting it on in a really cold day is really difficult, but on a nice warm sunny day, this loosens up and it seems to stretch a lot easier as far as putting it on and taking it off. So there you have it, the Bestop Soft Topper. Works great for pickups. They build them for very specific pickups. You can look up your pickup to see if they have one for you, and this might be a good option for you if you want a little more height in the bed of your truck that's covered, but you don't necessarily want to go to a hard cap. If you actually have one of these, let me know that too and what you think of it if you've been using it for a while. Drop those comments down below. And I'm going to go ahead and link a complete video on our Toyota Tacoma that we use to tow our New Camp Tab 400 at the end of this. You can watch that video right here. Till next time, everybody, we'll see ya on down the road. Good night.